Amidst the terror of COVID-19 throughout the globe, Nepal confirmed its first case on January 23, 2020, on a student then recently returned from China. The student had returned from China on January 9. It was also the first recorded case of the outbreak in South Asia. After that, Nepal was generally silent, and the infected was treated successfully after 2 negative tests on January 29 and January 31, 2020. After almost 2 months, on March 23, 2020, a young woman who flew to Nepal from France via Qatar was tested positive. After this second case, Nepal government's cabinet meeting imposed nationwide lockdown, effective from 6 a.m. March 24, 2020. Initially, the lockdown was imposed for a week, after a series of significant influx of citizens from neighboring open-border country India. The cases surged to hundreds within a month, and to thousands within weeks after that. Series of cabinet meetings extended the lockdown period from weeks to month and from month to months. Nepal saw a significant decrease in economic activities as the whole nation was on lockdown, and all but essential services were shut off indefinitely. Even though Nepal government locked down the country after just the second case, the country has not been able to control the cases. And after series of lockdown, the people started to raise voice to ease the lockdown and let the people resume their economic activities. After a series of meetings of the cabinet, which also included the experts, the cabinet finally decided to loosen up the ban imposed on people in phases. First phase commencing from June 15, 2020. There was relaxation in certain areas, but the nation was still on lockdown partially. The cabinet meeting finally decided to lift the ban on July 21, 2020. The cabinet meeting also decided that the international and domestic flights will resume on August 17, 2020. Even though the imposed ban has been lifted, the confirmed cases have been ever increasing, and the deaths have also been increasing. First case of death being recorded on May 14, 2020. So, where did Nepal go wrong on fight with the unseen enemy? How could Nepal not control the confirmed cases, even though Nepal was right on time imposing the ban? This is facts, figures, and theories. Welcome to this channel. If you are new to this channel, please don't forget to subscribe the channel and press the bell icon so that you don't miss another update from us. Nepal has been fighting coronavirus from March 24, 2020 to this very day. From just a mere 2 confirmed cases to 20,332 confirmed cases on August 2, 2020. What mistakes did Nepal make in the fight against this virus? Let us be very clear on the fact that this virus is a foreign virus, meaning that this virus was not originated in Nepal. So, people with recent travel history is highly susceptible to this virus than the ones in the country. So, let us discuss how and when did Nepal go wrong in this war. First of all, let us appreciate the government's timely decision to impose the nationwide lockdown after just the second case. This decision has helped control the spread of this virus. But, the series of immature decisions and indecisions later, we are here, where we cannot lock ourselves down as the financial condition has been ever deteriorating, and also, we cannot get coronavirus off our mind, which put us in quite a dilemma. Nepal did not then have the facilities nor the equipment to test the virus. Here comes the first mistake in this war. The government invited for competitive bidding to procure the health equipment required to fight coronavirus. There was significant corruption in this process. The competitive bidding was secured by a government-favored group. There are evidences that the government officials were involved in this corruption. After a series of protests from public, the procurement process was handed over to the Nepal Army, which should not have been done, as Nepal Army stands for peace and prosperity in the country, and is too proud and big an organization to be involved in such petty politics, which already involved high-value corruption. Another mistake Nepal government made was, instead of fighting the virus, which should have been the first and only priority during this period, there was a dirty game of politics by various political leaders to save their own reign, instead of saving the people. They were consumed so much in this game that they forgot that they had a country to save from this pandemic. They forgot that they rule over the citizens of the country. If the citizens are not saved, there is no one left to rule over. There was another distraction in this fight, which included the open border neighbor India. There were issues regarding land encroachment by India. Nepal government published a new map including the disputed land, which also distracted the government for a prolonged period of time. The major factor which made Nepal waging on the losing war is that not enough precautions were exercised in this fight. There are certain complications due to open border with India. But proper management of the immigrants should have been done. People from various parts of the world returned to Nepal. Due to this pandemic, this can be understood. Don't you go to your home when it is getting darker. Don't you go under your roof when it is raining. People always come home in the evening after a full day's work to feel secure, to rest, to be home. Proper management of the returnee should have been done. They should have been tested then and there, and the ones testing positive should have been segregated. Proper quarantine facilities should have been maintained. After locking the nation down, just after the second phase, the government should have focused on isolating the ones who were infected from ones who tested negative. This was very manageable back then, as the number of positive cases were very low compared to what it is now. The government should have taken the matter a bit seriously. Now, given the increase in number of cases, this seems to be going out of hands, and it seems that the government is helpless. The government is not the only party to be blamed. The people are also equally responsible for this. This is a time of global crisis, and every living thing is affected by this pandemic. People should have exercised proper caution in this case. What people don't understand is that they are not fooling government by strolling down the road. They are not fooling the peacekeepers. But they are risking their own lives and the lives of the ones near to them. The misuse of essential services pass is not helping either, as the ones in need of essential services are dying due to lack of it. But people are found misusing it to go and party, gamble. The people share the blame equally with the government in this case. There were protests against the government, demanding 100% test of coronavirus, which is rather impracticable. The Supreme Court have also decided that 100% test of coronavirus should be done. But what we think is, there is no need of 100% test, just manage the ones who have tested positive, give them proper facilities, give them full support of the medical personnel, isolate them from the ones not infected. That will be more than enough. We know that. It is very hard done than said, but there is no other option. I appeal to the government to take the matter more seriously. People are dying from this virus. This virus is real. Dear leaders, whom will you rule when there are no one left to rule over? Please save your people.